When you picture a butterfly, you probably imagine the final product, a wide-winged insect floating through a meadow. But its life begins on a microscopic scale, hatching from an egg that's barely the size of a human eyelash. To enter the world, the caterpillar chews a tiny round door through the melon-textured surface of its egg and crawls out on its own. We are often taught a simplified version of what follows. In the elementary school version, the caterpillar eats some leaves, goes to sleep inside a cocoon, and slowly sprouts wings as it grows. The biological reality is far more violent. During metamorphosis, the caterpillar digests its own tissue, completely dissolving its existing body into a thick biological soup. This process requires a total structural deconstruction and rebuild. Understanding how the insect survives tearing its own anatomy apart is the only way to grasp how a butterfly actually comes to exist. Before it can deconstruct itself, the caterpillar acts as a mechanical furnace. Its early life is a dedicated fuel-gathering mission, operating as a tiny kitchen that never closes. To pull off the impending transformation, the insect must consume its entire body weight every single day. This chart shows the scale of that intake. While a human's daily food consumption makes up a tiny sliver of their body weight, the caterpillar's bar hits 100%, day after day. This is the equivalent of a human eating 1,500 chicken nuggets in 24 hours. Finding that much food introduces a major environmental hazard. Pesticides on store-bought plants turn this relentless eating into a lethal threat. Systemic chemicals cannot be washed off. They soak entirely into the cellular structure of the leaf, poisoning the insect from the inside out. Achieving constant, aggressive consumption of clean vegetation is a strict biological prerequisite. The insect must hoard enough mass to survive the total destruction of its own anatomy. Once the biological fuel tank is full, the caterpillar's behavior shifts. It stops eating and immediately seeks out vertical real estate. It climbs because hanging from a high vantage point is a structural requirement. Gravity helps stabilize the body during the transformation. The caterpillar secures itself, hangs upside down, and sheds its outer skin one last time. It zips itself into a hardened chrysalis, severing its physical connection to the outside world. Inside that casing, enzymes attack the caterpillar's solid anatomy. Tissues completely dissolve into a free-floating cellular liquid. Scattered within are intact imaginal discs. These cells use the liquefied tissue as raw material, realigning to form a complex framework of wings. The original anatomical structure is now gone. The crawling insect has been replaced. The organism is entirely remade. Inside the chrysalis, an active microscopic factory engineers a new creature from the ruins of the old one. After roughly 2 weeks, the casing splits. The newly formed butterfly pushes its way out into a world where it is now intensely vulnerable. Its wings are wet, fragile, and tightly crumpled against its body from the cramped conditions inside the chrysalis. The butterfly must mechanically pump fluid from its abdomen into the wing veins to inflate them. This requires clear vertical space, much like unfurling a massive umbrella in a tight room. If a wing encounters an obstacle during this inflation process, it will dry in a bent position, leaving the butterfly permanently grounded. Even with expanded wings, the insect cannot fly immediately. The wing muscles require the radiant heat of the sun to physically charge up before they have the power to move. One final assembly task remains. The proboscis, the long straw used for drinking, starts as 2 separate halves. The butterfly must manually coil and glue these halves together before it can feed. When that insect finally takes flight, it functions as a solar-powered organism that successfully survived its own total physical deconstruction.